How did we get to this point in history? And good afternoon. It's cold where we're at, probably around 50 degrees. It's probably cold where you're at. There's a lot going on in the world, and there has been a gradual increase in the uptick of unsettling things happening all around the world. It truly is, it really seems like it was slowly, gradually happening, but now it's as if there is something with its foot to the pedal and the pedals put to the metal, and things are accelerating at a very fast pace. They are. The world's changing. It's the fourth turning. It's like I don't even want to say what came into my mind. Let's just say the Fourth Reich. It's what it sounds like, the Fourth Reich. It's a new era, another reset that is occurring on the earth. If you look at past history and if you look into countries where major wars have taken place, you notice that they go in and they pull down the statues, they destroy the cities, they destroy the cities in the Middle East also. They level entire civilizations so that no history, and if you think about the Grand Canyon, how come there was like ancient Egyptian writing found in the Grand Canyon? Why do we have giants, giant mounds in the United States? Why does it look like there's ancient pyramids in there, but yet the top of the pyramids, they turned into hills? Why do we have history that has been hidden over and over and over and over and over? Because it's always like a reset. Somebody wants to do a do-over with the civilization. Hello, Muhammad Hassan. Yeah, what? It's a constant. It truly is a constant. What's going on is this is no different, but this may turn out to be a whole lot different. It's not going to be like a normal reset that probably they had in the past, because this will be kind of as if they're perfecting whatever is getting ready to the Matrix Reloaded. That was a movie, wasn't it, Muhammad? I think I might have seen that. Yeah. You know, there is something to it. When you think about the 3D digital Earth that they already working on, and they're going to have up and ready by 2029, the 3D replica of Earth. That, and then you have like these department store chains, how they are opening up merchandise in like the metaverse and stuff. They're buying and selling merchandise in the digital realm, in the digital world. And what if we do live in a matrix? What if we do? And we think we don't, but we do. What if we're kind of like the Minecraft that's out there? Yeah. I mean, I guess we can be aware of it, but is it going to change the fact that we still exist in a matrix-like world? Yeah. It's how do we get to this point in history? It's the advancement of technology, but did it just happen all of a sudden, or was it planned for years and years and years, generation after generation? It seems like whatever's happening now, careful thought went into the planning and orchestration of the organizing of everything that's happening. Very careful planning. Even though you can't say that someone doesn't try to stop or what has been put in motion, the plans, certainly someone's going to try to interfere with all the plans that whoever likes to put into play. Muhammad Hassan, honey, it's just me and you talking on here because no other comments are coming through. That's okay. It truly is okay. How did we get to this point in history? And there's going to be another erasing of history. There always is. They just want you to forget about what used to be. They had the mud floods and things like that also. But that Grand Canyon, if you think about the ancient artifacts that was there, some people say that it was like ancient Egypt. Hello, Pippi Lou. And why would there be pyramids in America? And why would it be, if you think about the videos that we've done in the past, this one particular, it's been years ago, probably 3 years ago, how you can take the whole entire continent of Africa and you can fit all the countries in it. Because there's a theory that the maps that we have right now of the world aren't the real maps. And Africa is a lot bigger than what they say, truly. If you can fit all the countries in there nice. And what about the Pangea? Pangea. We know that there's hidden history. We know that there has been a concerted effort to hide the history, especially if you think about UFOs that are engraved in the stone. The Hindus, is it Hindus over there in India and stuff where they had the flying aircrafts and stuff too, the spaceships. And there are gods, lots of different gods out there, tons of different gods. There is truly a cover-up of history as we know it. And it seems like it's kind of repeating, but it still doesn't stop the destabilization of a society. It doesn't. It still doesn't stop the confusion about what is going on. Why is all of this happening? I think these are telltale signs of what is to come, that what has befallen civilizations before this civilization is like a new era is dawning. I don't want to say red dawn. Hello there, Sovik Adas. You look like Kamala. Well, I don't feel like Kamala. I don't. And I'm not Kamala. A lot of people would love to be Kamala. They would. I want to be myself. I would. And I am myself, just like you. You want to be. Hello there, Blackjack Guitar. Shelley. Good morning. Good morning, you all. It's how did we get to this point in history? It's been carefully planned out. And the plans are not finished being carried out. They're not. We know there isn't. There's still a whole lot more to do. You got to bring an entire civilization under your thumb. Put a whole entire, civilization underneath your thumb, and you cannot let them escape. You can't. And but it's impossible to stop people from waking up to what's actually happening. It truly is. It's like they may got you in the frying pan, but you're realizing that frying pan's getting mighty hot in this frying pan. And I think I'm going to jump out of the frying pan. And then you say, well, you're going to be jumping into the fire. Well, I don't want to be in the frying pan. When you feel the heat, something's going on because it's getting hotter is what's happening. Oh, you're so welcome, K-Star Energy, Tisha. Ezekiel. Hello, you all. I know I've been sharing some stuff that is out of my norm. I started with the UFOs back in 2018 and stuff. That was what I was supposed to be doing, sharing pictures for 2.5 to 3 years, day in and day out. It did get kind of whatever, but I felt a different energy. There was a different energy that was arising, and it was watching. It was always aware, and you know it was. And I'm pretty sure it was the intelligence that is out there. I'm not going to name it, but it's out there. Yeah. And now into this. Gina, honey, you need to stay out of politics. Go back to your UFOs. Go back to taking pictures of UFOs and doing that. Stay out of this right here. How many times have I heard every time I want to venture into different areas, which are a part of me also, whether they realize it or not. It's like, Gina, honey, you ain't allowed to speak about this. You ain't allowed to speak about that. You ain't allowed to speak about this. You stay in your own little arena. You are not allowed to stray outside that arena. Listen, let me tell you what I did. I knocked down the 4 walls that were surrounding me, spiritually speaking, and I'll go anywhere outside those 4 walls I want to go. And you're not going to tell me what I'm going to share, what I'm not going to share, what I'm going to talk about, what I'm not going to talk about. The world has changed. It truly is. Besides, I don't belong on this earth, just like a lot of other people. We don't belong here. We're stuck here in the meantime in these earthly bodies. But we all have something that we are called to do. If you have not stepped into your purpose, I would encourage you to think really hard what your purpose in life is, because you do have a purpose or you wouldn't be here. There's something you're supposed to be doing, and you're probably already doing it. And even though you may not realize it, you actually are doing it. A lot of people are not wanting to do it. Yeah. Something's unreal. Let's look at this, you all. You're going to miss your channel, Gina, getting evicted Thursday. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Lori. 11 a.m. and to the code, nowhere to go and cannot afford the high rent. And I do believe that your comment is like a lot of other people's lives in this United States, and not just in the United States, in all these other countries, in the cities and towns. I believe it's the same thing. I really do. You have to ask yourself, why did Elon Musk, when he sat down at these big conferences and stuff, saying there's going to have to be a universal basic income for the people? There's going to have to be. And, you know, they're already putting up the housings. The housings are going all over the place. They're popping up all over the place is what's happening. There is a problem, and it is a crisis. It's at a crisis point, and I believe it's going to escalate even more. Yeah. Good afternoon, Flower. Good morning. It reminds me of Bambi, and he saw the skunk, and he said, Flower, and the skunk was very happy. Yeah. Gracious Heavenly Father, may you be with Gloria. May you keep your hand over and just keep her safe no matter what happens. Let her know that you're always there, and may you provide for her. May you make a way where there seems to be no way, in the name of precious Jesus. Amen. You got to hang in there, you all. I could find myself in that situation. A lot of people have found themselves in that situation too. They've lost everything. They've had to walk away, and they just had to put it into God's hand. And you had to walk by faith, because you don't know what happens out there when you step into the great unknown. You don't. And it's nothing to blink at. It's nothing to laugh at. It's not. It's very serious what's happening. It is. There's people on the streets all over the United States. Homelessness is growing day by day. It is. And I believe it's expected to grow even more, and it's happening in other countries too. It's at a crisis stage, and what are they going to do for it? They really need to be talking, what are we going to do about this? Are we going to provide for our own citizens? Are we going to have places for them to go? Do they have avenues? They have a shelter. They have several shelters over in this area. I know there's one but the shelters can only, I think, house maybe 400. That's if everybody sleeps in the kitchens and in the units and stuff like that. On White Flag nights, some people are allowed in, and that's when they pile as many they can when it gets really cold. And sometimes the shelters, even though they offer foods, warm meals a day, sometimes the shelters run out of food and they run out of places. And if you go to like this big shelter over in Louisville, well, there's a drug problem over there too. And it's plaguing those areas. Yeah, you have a cat to carry around. Yeah, it's kind of reminds me, but it's not the same situation. But with the hurricane, the people abandoned their animals, and they went to shelters, or their animals were just let loose because they couldn't take them with them. And that's sad too. It's not only stressful on you, it's also stressful on the pets, because who knows what fate may befall them. Yeah. That's right, you all. There should be help. Actually, in times of crisis, I don't think that should be allowed, really. But then I'm not a landlord or anything, and I know it's very, very complicated. It is. But there are a lot of abandoned cities, a lot of abandoned buildings, and they need to repurpose those cities and buildings that literally have turned into ghost towns. Why can't they, what is the word I'm looking for? Build them back up. Clean up the infrastructure, rebuild the infrastructure. They can. The government has money to give to other countries. They can pour their money into this country and revitalize these communities, entire neighborhoods, towns that have literally empty houses. They could revitalize that. And it would provide jobs and things like that. But then it's really complicated when you think about it, because you've got to be able to coordinate with others along this chain of events that you want to bring about. And you got to get the okay. You got to cut through all the red tape in order to do stuff like that. And that's a sad story right there. Having to cut through red tape to do it. That's right. You trust in Jesus. You're from Richmond and actually Chesterville, Virginia, right now in Ohio. Okay, Star. We have awakened, Zelma. Yeah, we have you. How do we get to this point in history? It is a great awakening that is occurring, and it's a new era. A new age is dawning. It is. And I'm not talking about the new age stuff. I wish they wouldn't label it, but a new age, a new era. And it is like the rise of the machines is not too far off, just like in the movies. It isn't, and it's not short-sighted to think that it's that simple, that there is the rise of the machines, because when I saw Elon Musk's robots that he brought out, it reminds me of the Star Wars. Good afternoon, you all. How, I don't know who it was. I didn't, or is it with the Battlestar Galactica? I don't know. One of the Star Wars movies, on another planet, they had built up an entire army, and they were robots and drones or whatever it was, ships, an entire army to conquer is what they had done, out of sight. And they just so happened to have it just right there. This is what they want, Flower. You have a GoFundMe, but the government controls is on it already. They put the funds on hold every single day. Yeah, I believe it. I do. There's a lot of people with GoFundMe things, and people aren't giving. I'm thinking they're strapped for money themselves also. Yeah. If you don't email them the money, they just stays there. Wow, that's really interesting. Um, Lisa, it's the revelation, the revealing about the Trump sounded the trumpet. There are many prophecies that are attached to Trump. There are many theories as to what role Trump will play. Some are good and some are bad. I did have something, and I still have something on this YouTube channel. There is a playlist, and that playlist gets kind of shadow banned. But if you were to click in it, it's called the End Time Playlist, and it was, you had to look at it. It's called the What Are They Looking For? It's in the End Time Playlist. What are they looking for? And they speak of Trump in it. I do have in the back of my mind my own thoughts that I hypothesize how things are going to play out. Gina, do you like everything about Trump? No, I don't. Gina, do you like everything about Kamala? No, I don't. They both have pros and cons. I just, it's more a moral thing with me. It truly is. I've got morals, I've got values, and I like to stick to them. I don't like to see my morals, my morals and my values um, kind of stomped all over, because some of these morals, the values, the things that I value, the things that, see, that's just me. Some may not have them, but a lot of people do. We don't want to be destroyed as a civilization, and spiritual morals, religious morals, traditional morals and stuff. They're all under attack, every single bit of them. And you may say, well, Gina, I'm not under attack because I ain't got no morals. Well, good for you. Good for you if you ain't got no morals. Yeah. You go live your life while you can, but there comes a time you're going to have to stand up. And I wish we could all come together. I truly do. And not destroy each other. But there is a spirit out there that, like all civilizations before this one, it destroys and then rebuilds. It's that process that is seems to be playing out, and a lot of people will lose their lives. before it's all said and done. And you will, those that remain will have to adapt in order to make it. And some people will willingly do certain types of adapting in order to continue in this new world that is rising. As with any civilization, there are those who are holdouts. They hold out. They're like, oh my gosh, it's like you're on the outskirts. Yeah, it's kind of like the Hunger Games or something. I'm sure there is some type of Hunger Game scenarios that are out there in the future. Hey, Apple Brooks, honey. Hello, Al, honey. The world is a stage. It is. And we're part of it. We may be in the script. You are in the script. If you were to look at it that way, you are in the script. And you have a role to play also. And some people like to rewrite that script. They do. The divine force is at work, and we are under his care. The computer guy. Is the computer guy in here? Yeah, the world is a stage. And there is something to the deja vu. There is something to the multiverse. There is something to, I feel like I've done this before. I just had a deja vu. I feel like I've done this before. Because you probably have on another timeline. You probably have. If you were to think outside the programmed box that you may find yourself in, there's something to all of it. There really is. Because you're not supposed to be able to think outside certain perimeters that you have been programmed into. You're not supposed to. I believe the moment that you do, that's when the alarm bells and the red lights start flashing all around the earth, and the controllers realize, hey, now something's happening. The people are waking up. I mean, you could be an avatar in this world. You can be an avatar in your dream state. There's something to that too. And if Atlantis never did exist, well, that was a civilization too. Ancient Atlanteans, what happened to them? What happened to the Aztec? Was it history erased? It's like in the days of Noah. The flood came, the big mud flood, the flood came and everybody was washed away. There was history that was like poof. Yes, there's a lot of people on this channel who have in-depth knowledge and in-depth research on all types of subjects. We have a vast array of people on here who are quite knowledgeable. Yeah, in many different areas, and they contribute to the live stream with their knowledge, which I'm very thankful, and so are a lot of other people. And some people keep their knowledge to themselves. They do. Yeah. You think Noah and other live Atlanteans blew themselves off the planet. Did you have to phrase it that way, Al, honey? That sounds kind of funny. It sounds really funny, Al. Blew themselves right off the planet. Well, then there's no planet if you think about the lands beyond the ice wall. There's no planet. There's other lands. If you think about the storybooks about the little green people that came from another land and they stumbled into the world that we live in, but it was different where they came from. Yeah, different where they came from. And what about the time of dragons? They would have us to think that that's all a myth. Dragons, they're a myth. No. If the dragons are a myth, then the dinosaurs are a myth too. Yeah. nose right over here on my right side, it started to tickle all of a sudden. They didn't like that. They didn't. You say daily affirmations. I think that's wonderful, K-Star. Hello there. The creator is unstoppable. Lori, I thought your word said fluoride. The Florida Marquis speak of many interesting things in the military researcher. Things are happening are to wake the people up. Oh, the people are waking up. It's a good way to put it. Brave angel. It's meant to wake up the people. Shake them up and wake them up. Some people will not wake up. They won't. And if it's meant to wake up the people, it's going to wake up all the people. And some may not have good intentions, but they're being awakened also. That's how you got to look at it. They're waking up too. Yeah. Why did they blow up the Georgia Guidestones? I saw that quite symbolic. I really did. Very, very symbolic. And it's playing a role right now. Yeah. They won't be able to handle it. The dragons are coming back. I've heard someone say that the dragons are coming back and they're here, although some may not see them. Yeah. What's happening on the 24th of October? There's something planned. Hello, Cindy Lou. You all get your winter clothes ready. When I was walking in the yard yesterday, I saw a black woolly worm. A black woolly worm is supposed to be a very cold winter, although some people may say that it's not the case, that it's just fable. Yeah. Just a fable. An emergency disclosure and EBS is happening on the 24th. I thought that was supposed to already happen, but it didn't happen. When was that date that was given? I've been hearing the dates for that at least 2 times recently, and the dates come and it doesn't happen. Yeah. Your phone has been going off the last week and 4 or 5 times a day with emergency broadcasts. That's really interesting. Elon is compromised, and he very well may be compromised. We don't know the depth of it. I would say a lot of people are compromised who have a mouthpiece. Yeah. I never heard of a 2020 poke is the mother of MOTB, mother of all bombs. The mother of all, I don't know what that means. Hello, Michelle. Y'all just doing the power? We got the power? Yeah. Gina, you are free to talk about whatever. Love you. Yes, thank you. Yeah. We're all free to talk about what we want, and we don't have to be rude and disrespectful. You can literally, I promise you, people would be more willing to feel open to talk to others if they knew that what they had to say would be received, especially if they were doing it with the right energy, if they were doing it with love, instead of shouting and screaming and belittling and destroying with their mouth. And violence is not the way. It's not. I'm just telling you, a violent mouth is not the way. It's not. They offer a hero to lead you into false pretenses. There are many a hero that are leading many in very different things, little groups of people, leading them astray. This is all over the whole entire world. Small groups of people. It's like churches who think they're the only ones. You know how many churches feel they're the only ones? We're the only ones. We're the 144. We are the chosen. If you don't believe like we believe, you're going straight to hell. You're not going to make it in the rapture. You realize how many people claim such a right. It's millions. There's so many things out there. There are so many people. You can even have small groups of people, maybe 30, who are being led astray. You can have 100 or maybe 200 people being led astray, but they don't feel they're being led astray. That's the thing. Because why? Because they like what they're hearing, so they believe whatever they're hearing. It's rampant. It's all over the place. There's nothing new with that. None. Nothing new. Hello there, Oliver. And Pauline in Ireland. I like finding 4-leaf clovers and 5- and 6-leaf. I do. I like them. They're beautiful clovers. Yes, let's talk about it. He may be a shapeshifter. Well, he said that. He goes, who knows? Maybe I'm an alien. That's what he said. He probably did tell the truth. He is an alien. He probably did. We probably got some alien shapeshifters here on this platform. We probably do. Yeah. The blindfolds are bliss to some. Yes. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I am going to go. You all, I think the food is ready. My mother's fixing me something to eat for me and her. And I told her I was going to do a little video before I went back in. How did we get to this point of history? It is a part of a cycle. It is the great cycle. Hey, Carol, honey. It just come full circle. It just keeps repeating until something happens and it stops. Although we are at a certain critical point on this timeline that has been spoken about for years and years and years and years and years. And we're at the precipice of it. People before thought they were there. But then people before them, thousands of years ago, thought they were there. But we're getting closer. We're getting a lot closer. You got to be alert. You got to keep grounded, and you may not agree with everything that I say, and I may not agree with everything that you say. I will do my best to be respectful, in which that is what I have always tried to do, is be respectful, treat each other the way I want to be treated, but I don't get that treatment in return, and neither do a lot of other people, because you're always going to have those who want to come in and spread some not so nice energy. That's all right, you all. Yeah. It's not all right, but it's all right. It's to be expected. There's always been bad and good on the earth. There has. Yeah. We can do it. You can survive as long as you remain awake. And just because someone does not verbally come out and speak everything they know doesn't mean that they don't know what you think they don't know. Yeah. There's plenty of us out there like that. When you think people don't know what you know, well, chances are they do know. They just not talking about it at that moment in time. Thank you all for coming on here. Y'all, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that like button. I see a bunch of, I like those. Thank you for those hearts. They're beautiful. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments. And it's cold. You might want to get your winter stuff out and wash it or tumble it around and let it air dry. Something. Yeah, just get yourself ready. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And I hope to see you later. And Muhammad Hassan, it was nice of you joining Gina Honey at the very beginning of the video when no one else was commenting. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Love you.